Well, Scott, first and foremost, congratulations on the announcement that you are the new Winnipeg Jets head coach. For you, when you think of all of the connections that you have to hockey in this city, whether it be as a player, as a coach, well, whether it be with the Winnipeg Jets or the Manitoba Moose, what does it mean for you to have this opportunity in this city?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It goes such full circle for me going back to 1981 when I came here as a 18-year-old kid, and just from being a player, then, like you said, getting in the coaching with the Moose, and now to have a chance to come back here. The last couple of years have been outstanding, being back, being a Winnipeg Jet. But now to step into this role, it's something that I coveted, something that you kind of dream about, and now it's finally reality, and it's here, and I'm so excited to take this.
Your family has lived here for decades, and this is always your off-season home as well. Your wife must have been thrilled with the news.
No, she is. Our kids are excited. Everybody, obviously pulling hard for me. But to be back here for all of us, it's just been obviously dream come true, like I said. And just the chance to, the biggest thing for me is to come back and have success here, because it's been always something that, I've always wanted to do, whether it was a player or as a coach. And nothing more I'd love to see than us hoisting the trophy here in this city.
What is it like as an interview process? You spent the last couple of seasons here, obviously, as an associate coach. You've been through the interview process before for head coaching positions. But what's it like when you've already been a part of the organization?
Yeah, 2 years ago, obviously that was a sort of a three different days over an extended period of time, a couple of weeks. This one, when I got to, say to Chevy, he talked we talked right away, and there was nothing given, and he said we're going to go through a process. He was going to talk to some other candidates, and which I had no problem with. I knew I had to make sure that I went in and sold myself and what I could do well to help the Jets continue to have success. And it was a long process. It was a 5-hour process, but at the end of the day, it really helped me prepare for things I needed to talk about, things that have gone on the last couple of years. Things that I've been through over since my last coaching gig, 13 years ago. Just all the things that, that I'm going to bring to the table and that I'd like to see happen. And so it was great for me. It was, I got, had a week to prepare, and it just, it really makes you kind of dig in and do your homework and make sure that you're ready for those interviews.
You mentioned, a number of years since you were head coach in Columbus. How, in your mind, have you changed as a coach since the last time you were a head coach?
Yeah, well, I like the game itself. It evolves every year. I mean, it seems this game is changing all the time, and as a coach, you have to evolve with it. And I don't think I was 100% ready when I went to Columbus, and I've got to work with some outstanding coaches since that time. Kind of to work on my trait, work on my things that I need to get better at. And I think I've done that. Like I said, I've worked with some real good players. Been on some winning situations. It just has helped me to kind of, rebrand myself into the type of coach that I want to be now compared to what I was 13 years ago. And you make mistakes, you learn from them, and you move on. It's no different than how we go about whether it's a team game or whether it's a player. You do those things, you learn from them, and then hopefully the next time you run into those situations like that's happening now, that you're better for it.
Having been here the last couple of seasons, you're obviously so well aware of the personnel, the identity of what this team has been. For you, what is the priority for this group going forward?
Yeah, coming in 2 years ago, the interviews 2 years ago were a lot different than what I just went through. There was a lot happening here with this team, and there was a lot of things that had to be fixed. And I'd like to think that certainly with Rick and the coaching staff, excuse me, we did a lot of things. Had to change a lot of things in a lot of areas, but we're not done yet. We still have to, move forward. We want to be, we want to be a team. We had a fantastic year this year. We won 52 games, but that can't just be a one in and one out type scenario. We want to be one of those teams that's looked at in the West and throughout the league that is a consistent winner, that's going to be near the top all the time. And, you're going to make the playoffs. You're going to vie for the Stanley Cup every year. And that's something that we've taken the right steps in the last 2 years, but we still got some work to do. I need to continue to improve every day. The players, that 5 to 10% improvement from last year to this year is going to be important, and we have to do it as a group.
What is that next step in your mind for this group? You mentioned, regular season success, yes, but obviously a first-round exit this year.
Yeah, 2 years ago, it was, we got off to a pretty good start. Had a big lull near in the second half, and then obviously we flamed out in the playoffs. This year, we had a really good, 82 games, and we really, showed the rest of the league that we were playing a style of hockey that was hard to play against. We had really built a lot of confidence within our group. And then obviously the playoffs is the next step, and it was a first round knockout that didn't sit very well in anybody with anybody, and I think it was just like unfinished business. I don't want to jump to the playoffs as the number one thing because you got to eliminate 8 teams in the West, and it's hard to do. Our division alone, you look how good it was last year, but Salt Lake City is going to get better. Nashville has continued to do what they're doing. Chicago's young and moving. St. Louis, they showed a lot of huge improvement in the second half. So we've got our work cut out for us. Like I said, we got to get into that dance first. But it's going to take that, that commitment like we did this past year. And we want to get into that, like I said, that conversation of being a team that you always know is going to be in the mix there at the end of the year.
So what does your summer look like, do you think now? Summer? What summer?
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of it yet. I've been kind of so focused. It's since the day we got beat out, we lost to Colorado. It's been kind of focused on, what I'm doing right now, obviously trying to land this job. And I've been watching a lot of hockey. I watched all our series. There has to be an off button here soon, but no, it'll be, I have already got a long list of things I want to get done and look into, and, hockey-wise, and then, we'll find family time and get to that sooner than later.
Finally, you mentioned full circle in the very beginning. One of the most iconic players that has played for the Winnipeg Jets before was Dale Hawerchuk, who's such a close friend of yours for so many decades. You guys came up through the ranks together. What do you think Dale would say if he was here about you being head coach of the Winnipeg Jets?
Well, he'd either ask for a assistant coaching job or he wanted me the head guy. He wanted me to be the assistant. But no, he'd be thrilled. Actually, near the end there, the last few years, him coaching in Barrie, and I was coaching. We had talked so much about coaching. We had talked a lot about coaching together someday down the road. We had talked about the Winnipeg Jets. But at the end of the day, he'd be so happy for me, and so thrilled that I got this opportunity as well.
Well, we're so happy for you as well. Congratulations, Scott.
Thanks, Sarah.